Hello and welcome to Rough Draft Research Dynasty Podcast. I'm AJ, and here at hashtag RDR, we're looking at metrics, identifying patterns, spouting off theories, really whatever we stumble into, whatever we're interested in, and it's worth our time, we're going to dive into. So with that said, let's kick it over to the Hot Boys Cam. What's up, boys?
Hot Boys Cam.
Hot Boys Cam.
Insert sound effect.
What's going on, man? You nailed that intro.
Hell yeah.
Thanks. It was that time. Don't expect it. I was somewhat prepared today. So with that said, let's get into it. I'm here with the boys, Daniel, Darther, and Captain G-Love. So, you guys got anything to say? You're talking to the fans here.
I mean, just how's it going, everybody? We're doing good over here. Hope you are too.
Happy day.
Oh, happy Easter, I guess.
Yeah, happy Easter.
No happy Easter?
I mean,
Okay.
you can't really follow up our previous conversation with happy Easter.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That wasn't recorded, so that's good. Anyway, just want to say it is Good Friday, April 2nd, and it has been a good one. I got my Stephon Diggs. Oh, must love Diggs right here. Jersey in the mail today. And what did you get?
I got my Scary Terry
Terry.
McLaurin from the Washington football team.
I tried to link you into that one.
Yeah,
As
buddy.
always, we have our Washington football team swear jar, so if we catch anyone saying the non-DC version, they put $1 in the bank.
Look out for that.
So, I just lost that. Whatever. Anyway, we're going to go into the news like always. So, all kinds of news. Did you guys hear the insert famous athlete tweeted on Thursday that miscellaneous shocking statement was not real because it was an April Fool's joke, and I stole that from Christian in the group chat earlier.
It sounds better when you say it.
Hey, thanks.
It's beautiful.
I mean, we definitely missed the trade from last week, which I think is huge news, fantasy-wise. So, if anybody hasn't heard, which I'm sure you have if you're listening to this podcast, so the Dolphins traded back from the number 3 spot, acquired 2 first-rounders and a third-rounder, and the number 12 pick from the 49ers to move back, and the 49ers got the number 3 pick, which all but guarantees they're taking a quarterback. You don't spend 3 first-round picks. Okay, essentially 2 because you moved up in the first, but 2 first-round picks to go get a tight end or a wide receiver just doesn't make sense. So they're definitely taking a quarterback. But then the Dolphins used one of those picks they just acquired to move back up to the 6th spot, and the Eagles traded back to 12 for some other late-round pick swappage. But so it really means the Dolphins are still really in a very good spot for one of those top-tier wide receivers that we all want them to get, which is awesome. Because now, if you look at it, the first 4 picks are probably going to be quarterbacks because you've got the Jags, the Jets, the 49ers, and the Falcons. Mm-hmm. Falcons might do something weird, but I think quarterback, and then you got the Dolphins sitting there at 6. They're going to get one of their top guys off the board. So that was a smart move by the Dolphins.
I agree.
Eagles traded back. Apparently, they didn't like anybody enough. They didn't want, one of the best wide receiver prospects in the last 10 years.
Right. Well,
they didn't want him.
It's not like he would have succeeded there.
But they do have the chance to have 3 first-round picks next year because of the one they have, the one they just got, and then the Carson Wentz trade. If Carson Wentz plays.
Tua, you're on a time limit here, buddy. We got to get things going.
Jeez. Yeah, the Bengals are at 5, so they're not probably
they're definitely taking. Although
they're not taking a quarterback.
They're not taking a quarterback. Although I did see a mock draft. Now that they've drafted Riley Reef, Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
To the Bengals. I know that's not what we're talking about today, but I did find that really interesting, and I knew you would like it because didn't you have that in our? Yeah, I like that now that they have Riley
crazy.
Reef.
I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from our tight end guru, Mr. Daniel Darther. So
calling it.
I feel bad about these tight ends. Man, I haven't seen a Shanahan trade 3 first-round picks for a quarterback since RG3. Let's see how this goes.
John Elway.
Ooh, Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting. Everyone's saying Mac Jones, like,
Yeah.
I think that might be smoke.
yeah.
I like Trey Lance there better.
Trey
Yeah.
Lance, dude. Oh, let's go. Hey, we called that.
That's
early,
100% amazing.
so-
I mean, that's just a smart move. But
Yeah.
Hey, if that happens, I'll release the video. Hopefully,
Okay.
it's got like a date mark on it.
Also, days are done for Jimmy G.
no, man, he's our quarterback this year.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, I do think if it's Lance, I think he starts this year. Jimmy G does.
Oh, yeah. I think that
He
Jimmy
sits-
G starts
I
the
do
first
like-
6
Yeah.
weeks.
I like Shanahan's comment. He's like, Jimmy G's a guy, you know, if he's on the field and healthy, it's like, oh, okay, that's a big fuck you to Jimmy G right
First
there.
of all, if he's on the field, don't you make that decision if he's on the
Right.
field or not. Like,
He's healthy. He's just not on the field today. Okay.
oh, great.
No, he's on the field today, but he's not healthy. So, yeah, they're not mutually exclusive at all. But
well,
Yeah.
shoot.
Anyway, that's the only real news.
Yeah, well, we had to spread it out because it was the only news, so we're pretty good at that.
dude,
so
that war chest in Miami just keeps going. It's just it'll never
Dude,
stop.
They're playing chess down in Miami.
dude,
Maybe
it's-
not good chess, but they're playing
They're
chess.
playing chess for sure. But so I guess moving on here. So today we're gonna do a tournament.
Ooh.
In March Madness, it's over now, but we're a little late to the party. Better late than never.
It's
Give a
definitely
little.
not over.
Oh well, I mean March.
Isn't it?
March.
Yeah, it's like
March
this
is
weekend,
over.
right?
So I'll just give a little preview here. This is kind of what we're looking at, and we'll go through this a little slower. But basically, you know, we're gonna go into some pro day news, but we'll talk about guys that aren't on this bracket, and then we'll, as we're in the bracket, we'll kind of talk about those guys' pro days, and we'll kind of discuss our matchups and what we like. So we had Daniel and Christian fill out a bracket. As you can see, it's a round of 16, so most of them, you know, they're going to go the same way. But what they don't agree on, we're going to argue a little bit, and then they're going to have to convince me, question mark, or each other. I'll be the tiebreaker. How about that?
Yeah, I think if one of us gets convinced to the other side, then it's all good. But if we cannot agree, then it goes to AJ over there as the tiebreaker.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, nice.
I like that.
I'm a pushover, so
I-
I'm just gonna refuse to agree.
Damn it. I was going to put my PayPal up. Like, hey, if y'all want me to vote for your side, just send it to me. But
Live tweet. That works better when we're live, though.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'll edit this tomorrow and just be like, oh, my PayPal was just right here. You know, that's so crazy. So let's go through these pro day results of,
Yes, sir.
guys that are not in the bracket. So we got Mika Simon from BYU. He's an interesting one. He was an undrafted free agent last year. Didn't really get to perform because of COVID, I believe.
Yep.
But he showed up 6 foot 200, 36-inch vertical, 125-inch broad jump, 4.34 40, and a 6.84 cone drill, 3-cone. Already signed by the Panthers. You know, new Curtis Samuel maybe.
Hey, baby.
I mean, all I can say is congrats to that dude. I cannot imagine like having your hopes and dreams smashed by a virus and thinking that you're not going to get a chance to get in, and then this happening. Oh man, that had to be such an emotional day for that guy.
Oh.
And just good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Maybe nothing will come from it, but he can, for the rest of his life, say that he was a Carolina Panther, and that's awesome.
Yeah, at least, you know, he's still got to make the team through training camp. But
Well,
still.
I mean, he's getting paychecks right now.
Yeah,
He's a
that's true.
Panther.
That's true. That's true. Up next, we got Nick Eubanks, tight end, Michigan, 6'4", 245. Had a broad jump, 121 inches, 19 reps. He did run a 4.59. That's pretty quick for a tight end. Tight end guru, you got anything to say about that?
Yeah, actually, I've been watching this guy a little bit. Nothing major. This is another one of those things with the tight ends. It's a lot like running backs. You really have to see what the teams think of them, and you won't find that out until the draft. But
True.
he's got the potential. That is pretty quick. And, you know, the rest of this, it's kind of weird. It seems like we have some undersized tight ends in this class, and
I
he
know.
kind
I
of
noticed
fits.
that today. Yeah.
Yeah, he really fits that kind of undersized mold. But
Yeah, 6'4" is fucking short, man.
then again, I mean, you look at the dynamic playmakers in the NFL at tight end, and there's not really a type. each guy can find their own niche. So
Yeah, definitely.
it's really tough to project on this.
So going back through this, Deion Jackson, Duke running back, 5'11", 218. He's kind of got that mold. 36-inch vertical and 4'4", 40. 123-inch broad jump, and I learned today that the vertical jump and the broad jump combined kind of assesses that burst score. So might have a pretty good burst score. If you don't know what we're talking about, go to last episode where our running back guru Christian talked all about it. Moving on, Trey Regis, Louisiana Lafayette, 5'10", 214. Nothing really special on this guy.
Blown away by his teammate.
Which we'll talk about later. He's in the tournament.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler. Is it too hot in here? Is the milk? Never mind. So, Dez Fitzpatrick, Louisville wide receiver, 6'2", 208, 4'4", 340. Apparently, everyone runs a 4'4" in this year's draft class.
I will say with Fitzpatrick, just real quick, I did him in the Senior Bowl. He made a few plays in the Senior Bowl that I was caught my attention, and then I kind of just fell off when I saw his production in college and just didn't really care as much anymore. But it's a decent pro day for him too.
Yeah.
So maybe he can make it onto a roster, and who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched all the one-on-one drills for the wide receivers the pro day, and he looked really good.
Yeah.
Had some good footwork.
Heck yeah. I was too busy eating Reese's to watch the Senior Bowl. Anyway, bad joke. So Break Pearl, 6'2", East Carolina receiver, 6'2", 186, 4'4", 740, 406. Short shuttle, so he's got a little agility. He had a broad jump of 10 feet, 6 inches, so, who knows. Racy McMath, LSU senior receiver. Apparently, the stopwatches were very...
Sticky.
Yeah, there's something, because I don't know what's going on in that water down there in LSU, but 6'3", 217, 4'3", 440. He had a great 3-cone drill of 7.36. So,
damn. I wonder what my 3-cone is.
It's such a weird time to be starting a podcast like this, just because of all the pro day stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's just who can you even
It's
trust?
exciting, man.
Even
Look
when
at
you
these
add
numbers.
the 0.05 that everybody's adding, it's still I don't know if that's believable.
You're supposed to elbow the guy and let him know. How can you?
Yeah.
I like the ones where it's two guys at the same pro day have the exact same time on something. And it's did you just forget to start the clock, man?
Yeah.
You just pull. But, well.
So
that's beautiful.
I guess just to wrap it up, a pair of UCF, University of Central Florida receivers. I thought this was very interesting. We got Marlon Williams and Jacob Harris. So Marlon Williams is 5'11", 208. He had 71 receptions, over 1,000 yards, 1,039, and 10 receptions. Jacob Harris didn't have that kind of production. He had 30 receptions, 538 yards, and 8 touchdowns. But get this, at the pro day, the dude's 6'5", Jacob Harris that is, 6'5", 219, 33.5-inch arms, 41-inch vertical, 133-inch box jump, 4.39 40, and a 6.54 3-cone drill. Which kind of is just that's incredible.
Yeah, man, you want to talk about Easter eggs.
Yeah, oh, man, good one. But, I mean, he just got completely outproduced. Marlon Williams, he showed up 34-inch vert, 4.63 40. So, I'm guessing Jacob Harris, I haven't watched any film on him. Why would I have?
No.
So, he must have stone hands or something. It doesn't make much sense.
Some of these guys are just bona fide athletes that just don't translate to the NFL or football in general, But it's definitely, those numbers are definitely somebody that you should go, maybe I should go watch their tape at least.
Yeah.
At the very least, go watch Jacob Harris's tape.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Get him in the right place. Some guy's going to be let me get my hands on this guy.
There's been plenty of guys. Antonio Brown's, a 7th round pick or something?
Eno Benjamin, 7th round pick.
Here we go.
He's a dark.
When he blows up, we'll be the first people on it. So
Yeah, well, I mean, Daniel,
I know my next jersey.
Yeah, dude. I know the next jersey I'll be wearing on this podcast because I'll have to. And be like, have a dunce cap on with Benjamin.
He goes for
dude.
2,500 yards and 35 touchdowns.
I kind of feel like
Make
maybe
you wear
I should.
that Sun Devils jersey.
I was thinking maybe I'll trade for Benjamin in the dynasty, so then I'll just hedge my bets. So like I'll be wrong, but like take a chip. So it's like I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I'm fine.
You could always drop him and then like feel bad about it when he blows up and James Robinson yourself again.
Oh, are you doing it? Oh.
Woof.
I had James Robinson.
I just had to kill the mood so we can move right along.
Yeah,
Let's get on to this tournament.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
excited.
get on to this tournament. And
Nailed it.
check this out, boys. This little boom.
Pow.
There it is.
Boom, boom.
We got
pow.
the East region here.
East region.
Region going here. So we're going to start with the 1st and the 16th seed, Najee Harris, and then Trey Walker, receiver from San Jose State.
Heck yeah, man.
What do you guys think about
Man,
this?
I went into this really... Because obviously Najee Harris is winning. I'm not surprising anybody here. But I went into this with the like sure winners, trying to be like, okay, I'll find something good about the losers. And Trey Walker just doesn't excite me at all, man. A 4.6 40, 4th percentile in speed, 1st percentile in agility. He's short, 5'11", and he only weighs 178 pounds. I don't know. Maybe he can find a slot role, but it's Najee Harris in a landslide.
What do you mean, man?
Yeah.
Trey Walker's #1.
Yeah.
No, this is ridiculous. Yeah, I was just looking at it. I mean, the guy's got some jump ball skills and he can separate, but he's pretty small, the 5'11". He didn't really have it's like 4-year career, only 12 touchdowns on 189 targets, so it's just not it's not. There's no red zone threat. There's no size to outmuscle a NFL corner, so it's just not all the way.
Yeah.
Hey,
I think
can
that.
you scroll this over to the left so we can see the ranking numbers? Is that possible?
What do you mean?
Over here.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a landslide. Trey Walker was someone I was excited about until Pro Day. And then, unfortunately...
I feel you on that. There's a couple people
they're
the same way.
So, I guess now I'm going to kick it over to the next... Well, okay, so we'll go to the next one. It's Simi Fehoko, wide receiver Stanford, and Khalil Herbert, running back Virginia Tech. So, Khalil Herbert had his Pro Day. So, we'll kind of go over that a little bit. 5'9", 210, let's see, 22 reps on the bench, so he's strong, 4.46 40, and a 3-cone drill of 6.96. So I'm going to kick it over to you, Christian, because you're our running back guru.
Don't put
and
that,
I know how much you love
put
when I
that
say
evil
that.
on me, Ricky Bobby.
So I'm going to kick it over to you, and I'll put a little stats up on the board so everyone can kind of see what we're talking about.
So I would have liked a better jump just to get that burst score going. Obviously up on Pro Profiler, shout out to them. Always go look at them. They're very good. I would have liked a better jump. He's in the 28th in the vertical and the 25th percentile in the broad. But the 4.40, 4.46 is really good. And he makes a lot of his work in the receiving game. He's a very good kind of receiver. He's got a lot of balance. He transferred out of KU into some relevance. This is his first real year of like having a good season. So it's one of those guys you can kind of be scared of. But if you look at somewhere like PFF, he's right behind Michael Carter on the PFF big board for running backs. So somebody I like a lot, and the Pro Day could have been better, but was still good. You know, like it wasn't bad. It's not a Pro Day that you watch and go, damn, I wish it was like this much better. No, it was just like, he could have fixed some things here and there. So I do still like Herbert. I mean, I have him winning in this round to spoiling anything, but I still think he put up good enough numbers to get drafted pretty high.
Right on. So I'll kick it over to you, Daniel. What do you think?
Oh my goodness, I like Simi Fehoko, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, obviously Khalil Herbert, especially the first year in the new system at Virginia Tech, he did some great things, and he's on the rise with like a 18-yard average per catch. So he can get things done in space, and that's what you need from a true 3-down back, and he has that size build to him.
Yep.
So it's pretty awesome. But Simi was first team All Pac-12. And it's very intriguing. He's got the great size. It's 6'3", 222.
Yep.
And he's running a 4.42. Is that real? That's insane.
I had it at 4.49, but I could have just had it wrong.
Well,
so we'll go with 4.42.
Yeah, it was the PFF is 4.42. He had a lot of varying ones. I think he had a 4.38 somewhere. So
regardless, we're talking milliseconds.
But we're also talking about a guy who's 220.
Yeah,
plus.
Not to mention a Stanford education. So
yeah, he's smart, but he's really squirrely, and he moves like a small wide receiver, even though he's big, which I think is really cool to have that agility. But he can blow through a tackle, true to his own size. So I think there's a lot of potential for this guy.
Yeah.
He definitely went up
I
my
think,
boards once the pro day happened.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a late round stash or an after draft stash.
Yeah.
My worries about him, he's never had more than 37 catches in a season.
For sure.
Or 600 yards.
Yep.
But I'm with you. That pro day blew me away. I was really high on him. It's unfortunate he got paired against Herbert because he might have made it to the next round for me.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I love everything about him, but there are certain things, and the lower stats is one.
Yeah.
Another thing is watching his film, he is not a guy who's catching the ball with his hands. And there's so many of those good hands wide receivers in this class that watching a guy catch against his body every play is just like, this ain't what I'm looking for.
That's fair.
Definite James Washington move right there.
Dude, don't even. Come on.
So what?
Shots
so
fired.
Christian is going with Herbert. Where you're
for
going?
sure.
Herbert?
I'm going with Herbert. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I got it bold on the sheet.
Damn. Upset number 1. 9 seed taken on the number 8.
Oh.
Coming out with a close one. I think that one was definitely the closest match we've had yet.
Yeah, it's.
And these first 2 rounds.
I would go ahead and not even call that an upset, but
Hey, you seeded them, so
that's true. I won't be upset if I spend more time seeding next year.
So, we'll be doing this as a yearly thing as long as you guys tune in. So on to the next one. We got Trey Sermon and Gary Brightwell, 2 running backs. We talked about Trey Sermon. That was last episode?
That was
right?
last week.
So the only difference is we now have his pro day numbers. So we'll kind of go through that, and then I'll turn it over to you guys and see what you have to say about these guys. So Trey Sermon, 6 foot, 215, 33 and 3/8 arms in the 99th percentile. So
Big arms.
big arms, man. Call him Popeye. Vertical of 37, a broad jump of 125 inches. So that might be a pretty good burst score. I don't know. I learned a few things from our RB guru. 3 cones, 6.83, and a 40 of 4.57. So pretty decent numbers. Not bad for an Ohio State guy. But I'll kick it over to you guys, and let's discuss it, see what you guys have to say, and then we'll bracket them up.
I mean, I'm all about Trey Sermon. If you want to know more, just look at our most recent video, the penultimate one in our series, and I light him up because I love that guy. So I'm just going to skip straight over to Brightwell if that's cool with everybody else. I really like the look of him. I like his size, 6'1", 218. He plays with a lot of speed and agility, but I didn't see a 40 time at the pro day, so it's hard to take the leap of faith.
I got that.
You got it?
Yeah, I've got that.
What'd it do?
4.67.
Oh my goodness.
That ain't a 4.22.
I got to start Googling more.
Yeah, he also, I'm pretty sure I was going to say
2
weighed
inches?
in, but he heighted in at 5'11", which
that?
that's not,
Goodness.
for a running back, that's whatever. But, so those are my thing. I'm with you. I do like him, but he's only been above 500 yards once.
Yep.
And Sermon, I don't know, he's just overall a way better prospect. So
I think he's on the rise, man.
yeah.
I think someone's going to take a chance on him. I would have liked to see him under a 4.5, but
That would have helped a lot. That would have made me kind of question for a bit because I'm not nearly as high on Sermon as you are. I still like him a lot.
preach.
But if Brightwell had run a sub 4.5, then I would have been like, this would have been really hard for me. But that 4.6,
Yeah.
give me Sermon all day long.
Heck yeah.
Definitely. Sermon going in.
No one's upset about that.
Oh, he's got jokes.
I
So going to the next one, we got the 4 Rondale Moore and the 13 Javian Hawkins. I always fudge these up.
Javelin.
But Hawkins did do his pro day, so we'll go through that really quick. 5'8", 183, 36-inch vert, 4.46, sub 4.5, 40, 6.98 cone drill. I'll kick it over to you guys. See what you guys have to say about these two fellas.
I'll take this from the start. I'm not going to lie. I've never really been a big Javian Hawkins fan. I know a lot of people are. After last week, if you watched our episode last week, you saw how rare it is for sub 200 running backs to get into the top 24 in fantasy. And that's mostly pass catching, which Javian Hawkins can do well. But, like, putting him against Rondale Moore, who's literally his only weakness is that he's short, it's just not even fair. Like, Rondale Moore is just he's going to be a first rounder. He's one of the most exciting guys to watch, and Javian Hawkins is like a guy that you can throw in, like Nyheim Hines, that might do something for you one of these years. That's really all I have to say about it. Like, I'm just not a big Javian Hawkins fan, though. If you are, please correct me.
Oh, he's so good. No, I just really think that he does run through contact well, and he has good agility. But like you're saying, for a sub 200-pound guy to have 21 catches in 23 games, it's like, okay, like
great.
That's not going to go.
Yeah.
And then it's only 9 touchdowns in a season where he had 1,500 plus yards. So it tells me that he's not going to be a goal line success story. So, yeah, I mean, obviously Rondale Moore is just mopping the floor on this one.
Yeah.
But Javian, I was kind of interested in, back in February or whatever, but he's kind of slipping off.
Yeah. See, he was definitely one of those guys that I watched him and I was like, sure, he's exciting. I don't really care that much, though.
For me, when I watched him, it was just like, oh, wow. I watched the highlights, and this guy's exciting. And then, he's quick, but then you watch, like, film, and, like, you really dive into it, and he doesn't really have the hips to, like, just change direction like he does. And, we'll see.
See, a lot of people taking him, and a lot of people are very excited about taking him in their mock drafts.
Oh, my God. I hope he goes in the second. I'd be so happy. I know he won't.
There's no way, right?
If he went before 3-7, I'd be so happy. But with that said, if he's at 3-7, what up, Javian?
You never know, man. If Pittsburgh drafts him, then I'm sure someone will waste a pick on him.
Wow, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I think we agreed more on that one. I want more of Rondale.
Is this our first disagree?
This is our first disagreement. So
I don't even know if I'm ready for this.
I don't even know if we're ready for this because I don't know how we're going to solve this. So basically, I'm going to give it over to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So for the first disagreement, I'm going to give it to I'm partial to one side, so I'm going to give it to Daniel first.
Okay.
So just so you guys know, if you can't read on the screen, it's Dyami Brown and Seth Williams. So Auburn receiver, Seth Williams, Dyami Brown, North Carolina. So, Darther, let's hear it.
Take it.
Okay, yeah. So don't get me wrong on Dyami Brown. That guy is pretty awesome. But I saw a lot of catch and tackle, like air yards on him. not a lot of after the catch. I think he was 4.3 versus Seth Williams was like a 5.0. So it's not that big of a deal. But his route tree was extremely limited.
Fair.
But he carries himself well. I like his confidence and his swagger on the field. But for me, it's the way that Seth Williams extends to make the catch and uses his whole body on the field on every play to go for contested catches and just time himself at the catch point. He's got great footwork at the line of scrimmage, and he really does have a more versatile route tree. So.
I 100% agree with you there. But the contested catches thing is something I'll push back on because he had 9 catches out of 30 targets that were contested. That's a 30% catch rate, and Dyami Brown had a 39% catch rate on contested catches.
Oh.
So maybe on like tape it showed it that way, but like that's his one thing because if you look, Dyami Brown, you've got the 40 for 4.46. Mm-hmm. Seth Williams 4.5, so not that off, but Brown's faster.
Yeah.
He had 18 on the bench compared to Seth Williams 12, so he's stronger. His vertical jump 38 against Seth Williams 37, so he jumps a little higher.
More explosive.
He's more explosive. He's faster, and apparently, the one thing that you would think Seth Williams does, being heavier at 211, he doesn't do that well. And so that was my whole thing. Is when I watched it, to be fair, when I watched the tape, I saw kind of the same thing. Mm-hmm. And then getting into the stats, it was like, oh, wait, no, he actually doesn't make those many contested catches. And so if I'm going off that, like, I'll take Dyami Brown all day long. And to be fair, I will preface, well, I guess not preface, but after the fact, Dyami Brown is one of my guys.
Okay.
So I came really hard against the Seth Williams. And to be fair, also, I do like Seth Williams. It's another unfortunate first-round pairing. Yeah. So if AJ does say Seth Williams, I won't be that mad. But I just had to bring those kind of things up, you know.
I'm with you. And I saw that contested catch comparison. But on the film, I just saw it almost looked like, Dyami Brown was kind of had a better quarterback play. Okay. And then just the subtle things I saw with Seth Williams really using his size was what pushed it over the edge. I like a physical receiver.
Yeah, he is very physical. I'll give you that for sure.
Oh, boy.
And then Dyami Brown was like, did someone sneeze in the stadium and I have the ball because I'm going down now?
Yeah, okay. So. No, I'll give you that for sure. Yeah, if he gets tapped, he's going down. But he's also like 20 yards past the guy.
Right, exactly.
Well, I'm kind of smelling the disagreement remains.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Oh, between us? Yeah, you're going to have to settle this one.
Before I wanted to preface that Dyami Brown did have his pro day recently, so 6'1", 189, 128-inch broad jump, 38-inch vertical, 4.46 40. Yeah, man, I don't know. This one is...
It's tough. It's a very tough one.
I would say this is definitely one of the tougher ones. Man, I love Seth Williams' size. I love Dyami Brown's speed and explosiveness. So what I'm going to do is for this one, we're going to make it a wash. So if anyone's out there, we're going to leave it to you guys.
Okay.
Our 8 viewers.
For next week.
So the individual people that we talk to, let's do a little poll.
Okay.
And then we'll by Wednesday, so that way it gives us 2 days to get things together.
Yeah,
some feelers.
I won't do that for all of them, but this was
one of the tougher ones I had.
And I will say, I think it's all going to depend on where these dudes go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that'll definitely.
I mean,
be
that
a thing.
obviously for all of these, but especially these 2 guys. If I'm going to make it,
I really think Seth Williams could be a number 1.
Oh gosh.
I don't think Dyami Brown.
I think he could.
Yeah.
Come on. I think Dyami Brown could. He's a little small, but I think he could.
All right,
I don't think he's fast.
You guys want to beg? You want to beg a little bit?
No, let's just go to the next one.
Let's move it on. We'll take it to Reddit. To the Reddit score. We're not even close to done.
We did 4 agreements first.
Yeah. So we're
gonna have to speed up these agreements.
Yeah, 100%. So going through it, this is another disagreement.
Yep.
So strap on in, folks. It's gonna be a long ride. So Brevin Jordan, Miami tight end, and Johnathan Adams Jr., Arkansas State receiver. So I'm going to go over to Christian first since he picked Brevin, who also had a pro day, 6'3", 247. I'll let you get into it.
So. Yeah, no, so 6'3", 247, a little bit on the small side. He had that 4'6'9", but he's a tight end. It's fine. So my thing with this is, and this will be something redundant that we'll get into later, but it's kind of a positional value thing. I think tight end is an underrated position if you have a guy that like one of those top 5 guys that gives you a clear advantage in fantasy. Your Travis Kelce's, your George Kittle's, people like that. I don't think Brevin Jordan can be those, but I think Johnathan Adams is like your 37th, 38th best receiver in this draft class. And then you've got Brevin Jordan as like the third or fourth best tight end. So it was kind of one of those things like I could see it going either way. I don't even mind if we go with Adams, to be honest. It's just one of those things like if I'm thinking like, I'll just take a wide receiver earlier and then take Brevin Jordan in the second or third even. So I'll kick it to you because you're clearly
you're
happy.
good, dude. I literally, my notes say, I love Brevin Jordan. Yeah. I love that guy. And I said I'd gladly draft him over Adams.
Yeah.
But there's so much to Adams' game that I just am in love with. That he's like the player of the week for me. So this just came at a weird time. But yeah, I mean, Brevin Jordan's, he's got 9.3 yards after the catch, which is insane. He did a ton of his work out of the slot. I think he's going to contribute early in his career. I think if he goes somewhere where they need a guy, like Tennessee or something, that he would be insane. Maybe number 2 tight end in the class. You didn't hear it from me. But I just cannot get past Johnathan Adams, man. Oh my God, he's just so mean. He's mean. He's just aggressive. So obviously this is a big guy. I say big, but he's 6'2", 214, and he's not fast. He ran a 4.59, and all of his metrics are kind of sluggish, except his vertical and his broad jump show his athleticism, and his football play is just. It's off the screen. His contested catches, the jump ball. And the thing I really like about him is he doesn't have to be fast because he uses his speed to throttle and get separation that way. He tricks the guys with the way he uses his footwork and his speed control to create separation because he doesn't have it straight off the line.
Against Jordan, though?
No. Yeah. No, I'm talking about Johnathan.
You're talking about Adams. I fucked that up.
Sorry, he's 6'2", 214. His broad jump is 96th percentile. His vertical is 87th percentile. Okay. Sorry. But yeah, he's just a big body, outside receiver with good footwork.
Okay.
He's got amazing catch point ability, clean hands. It's just out of control, man. So I don't know what to say about him.
I'm with you. We can move Adams along.
Okay.
It was one of those things.
Oh, shit.
This was not a strong one that I was on. It was kind of just like and you know way more about this guy than I did. So I'll just give it to you. It was kind of one of those positional things where I was just like, these guys are about the same to me, so give it to the tight end.
Okay. I was like, I had another 5
Let's
minutes.
Go Adams.
Yeah, he would. You're just like, let's just cut off the time. I mean, I think something to be said too is like, if you're looking at, I'm sorry to continue it, but if you're looking at it, the positional thing, it's so interesting with tight ends because like once you get past tight end, like 5 or 6 or whatever, like I don't know if it matters as much. Like I feel like you could maybe pick that guy up off the waiver or something, but
that's fair.
But also. Like, who knows? Johnathan Adams might not even be in the league next year. So.
Yeah.
He will be.
He's so confident.
Oh, my God.
Don't get it started.
Anyway, the reason
I guess if he won, we'll talk about him next week. My bad.
Yeah.
Let it roll.
Yeah, he's got it. I'll learn more about him for next week.
What I was trying to say to you is just talking to the mic.
Oh, okay. My bad, dude.
But anyway, we're going to go to the next one.
It's a pretty easy one.
Cade Johnson and Sage Surratt. So
both guys that
we've already talked
Dan
about.
brought in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want to know more about these guys, one of our first
Watch
episodes
episode
was
2.
wide receiver episode.
Both of these guys.
Or was it 1?
It was
one.
One, yeah. So episode 1, if you guys want to tune into that, it's on the YouTube, and that's all because Spotify won't respond to me. Anyway, but these guys both did have their pro day. We kind of, at the end of the last episode, I remember we were like, hey, look out for Cade Johnson. So how about, I guess, just kick it over to you guys, probably Daniel, because these are his guys. So, so just go into it. I think we're both set on Cade Johnson.
Yeah, Cade Johnson's moving on for sure.
But, Dan, why don't you go into these guys a little bit?
Okay, so Sage Surratt was he was the first team ACC wide receiver. The Demon Deacons, they had a great wideout in Sage Surratt. I thought it was pretty much unstoppable at the catch point. You're going to hear me say this about these guys who are 6'2" and greater that can catch the ball aggressively because they're just amazing. He's very physical, hard to tackle. It says over 1,000 yards. 15 yards per carry or per catch, 11 touchdowns in 2019. So it's really good, but the problem with him is separation. I don't think he's going to be able to boss around NFL corners like he did in college. And obviously, I think Cade Johnson has a lot going for him, especially with the return game. He offers a lot of ability to stay on the field, to prove himself. More than just in the pre-draft process, he'll have an opportunity in the NFL to make major plays and prove that he's a dynamic playmaker. I would have liked to see faster than 4.49 for a guy who's won 84, but I still am not shook on him at all.
Oh no, not at all. And Sage Surratt is like, in my opinion, kind of like an old school style of receiver that's kind of out on the new league.
For sure.
Also, one of my favorite stats of Cade Johnson, he averaged 10 yards after the catch, which is
that kind of guy.
Nuts. Like 10 yards. I mean, I know obviously he's playing not that great of competition, but still, like 10 yards after the catch. The average is like 4.
Right.
He's 6 above that. Like Cade Johnson, this one was one of those ones that I immediately typed it out before even doing research. Like
he's fun, man. He's fun, and that podcast I listen to, he's just a swell guy.
Oh yeah.
Looking forward to his little brother. That's a football family too.
That's true. Yeah, his dad was on that national championship Huskers team back in the 90s.
Yeah, definitely. Well, let's move it along. I've kind of already realized we're gonna have to split this into 2 episodes. We can do this whole thing, and I can just edit it and split it into 2. But I already realized that
we're already at 45 minutes.
Yeah. So I think we both agree Cade Johnson is going into that slot.
Yep.
I'm gonna put Cade, all caps, and then
Smart move.
Boom, baby, let's go.
It's Jaylen Waddle. Can we wrap it up?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we gotta say who it is: Dazz, Newsome, and Jaylen Waddle. I do want to say Dazz Newsome did do his pro day, 5'10", 190. Apparently, the whole offense of North Carolina is a superstar team, aside from the quarterback and every other position.
And Dyami Brown.
And Dyami.
Wow.
But that's for you to decide.
Wow.
I do want to point out 2019 season, he did kind of break out. 72 receptions, 1,018 yards, 10 TDs. 2020, I don't know. It's so hard to judge that year because I think it's pretty obvious. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then, well, okay.
Lucky you.
He did have 20 drops on 208 catchable passes, which is an insane rate.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Yeah.
13 yards per catch isn't crazy. But if you look at the production, especially in 2019, with the competition on his own team, that means that there's, he could have been something amazing in the Big 12 or something.
He could have been the Utah Jazz of the 1998 squad,
If
could have been good if it went for Michael Jordan.
But he's not Jaylen Waddle. So.
He's not Jaylen Waddle. So moving on. So this one's pretty straightforward. Kyle Pitts versus easy. Warren Jackson. Warren Jackson 6'6", awesome. So we're just going to go with that, right?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
I had one comment on Warren Jackson. If you bring up his school picture, he looks like he's 58 years old.
Wait, can we put that up?
Yeah, bring it up.
Please, I haven't seen it.
Player profiler.
I was going to say that Colorado State has produced Preston Williams and Michael
Johnson.
Gallup and
BC
Johnson. So there might be something like there could be some
Look at this
coaching
old
or
fuck.
pedigree. Oh, that's nice, dude.
Oh, damn.
It's such a bad picture.
Is he trying to read something?
No, I
Well,
feel so bad.
That's,
Oh, man.
We shouldn't have said that because he's going to have all the time in the world after he's not drafted.
Yeah, he's in the
Yeah,
Kick
he's
our
gonna-
ass.
well, to be fair to him, even though he looks like he's 58, he's a huge target. He's like 6'6". He had over 1,000 yards in 2019 and 8 touchdowns.
But
But you're going up against Kyle Pitts.
you know who
like,
also
I'm
is
sorry.
6'6"?
Like,
Kyle Pitts, 6'6", 245.
yeah.
This guy, I don't know. Like, you guys have already heard this. I don't think we need to go in.
Keep
4'4",
going.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we've all heard it. If you haven't heard it, then you're not paying attention.
So,
Yeah, we'll talk more about Kyle Pitts in the championship game.
yeah, exactly.
So this one's gonna be fun because you guys, okay, Dwayne Eskeridge from Western Michigan and Asim Watkins Jr. UAB. So you guys both picked Eskeridge, okay?
Yeah.
So I want to convince you the other way. Oh,
Okay.
did you not?
I don't think I did.
Oh.
I think I pick Watkins.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh, well.
I'm pretty sure.
I was trying to
Here we go.
get ratings, so I was gonna go against the gurus, but
The Gurus. No,
Yeah, I
there's
pick
two of us.
Watkins.
oh, you did? All right.
Yeah.
So that's my bad.
But I did send it to you early, so there were a couple that flopped. So hopefully that it won't.
So I just want to talk about this guy for a second because Austin Watkins is awesome for what he is. So he's a fun guy. You look at his stats here. In 2019, over 1,000 yards receiving, 60% correct catch rate. You know, didn't do much. 2020 season was weird. I just want to say, awesome hands. Didn't drop a ball at the Senior Bowl in practice was what was noted. So I wasn't there.
Oh,
But
you weren't?
his pro day isn't until April 9th, I believe. But what I'm going to say, and this is going to blow your minds, he's Sammy Watkins' cousin, son.
Oh shit!
So he's got that pedigree. He's got that Lizard King in his veins, man. He's cold-blooded.
He's gonna regenerate those stats.
If you wanna know another stat, you talked about not dropping a pass in the Senior Bowl. He's only dropped one pass on 100 catchable passes in his entire college career, which I love that. And compared to Eskeridge, who had 3 drops just in 2020, it's not even a lot. But like, if I'm going against these two guys,
I mean, I only have notes on Watkins, so I'm just going to read them out loud. So his first team, Conference USA. This was a tough matchup for me because on the film, all I saw was like 10-yard passes, just run across the field and then take off, like lose people running laterally and then go vertical. It would look like Tyreek Hill in Western Michigan to me. So, I mean,
you're talking about Dwayne Eskeridge?
I'm talking about Watson.
oh well, Watkins.
Wow, no, yeah, I'm talking about Eskeridge. Of course,
Yeah,
I am.
I
Sorry,
was going to
dude.
say.
I was like, that sounds like all good stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's what you want. If you watch the film on Eskeridge, the guy's pretty amazing. So
Yeah,
I'm
he's
flustered.
quick, man. He's like thinking 4.38, 40. Like I did see that, but Watkins kind of like my little.
You want-
dark
you
I'm
wanna-
with you. I'm
You
with
feed
you.
it.
I
Do
think
it.
it's 2 to
Send
1.
it.
Okay.
Send it.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're,
You bet on Sammy Watkins' family. Just remember that.
oh man, aren't you the Chiefs fan?
I mean, who's Dwayne Eskeridge family?
I'm pretty sure that Chiefs fans and Sammy Watkins fans aren't the same people.
Apparently, you didn't have him week 1 2 years ago, so
He did.
you don't know what it's like.
It was like week 20 2 years ago that he shined.
Okay, so we need to change this this next one because CJ Verdell
He's not.
recently.
Losing that Eskeridge, man, you remember the name on that. coming back for you.
Okay.
All right,
So we're gonna
sourpuss.
choose
I took my 2 losses with a plum.
You lost twice already?
Yeah.
Man,
Well, you don't know that. You don't.
No, Brown made it through.
Well, we don't know that yet.
Oh,
it's
yeah, we
out.
don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
The Brevin
But
Jordan.
I did lose on Brevin Jordan.
That's true.
So we're gonna call an audible here. So we're gonna do Demetric Felton, the running back at the UCLA,
Question mark?
Yeah,
and
I
then
put
we're gonna
that.
do Asim Rose from Kentucky. And we just kind of did this audible because we realized Daniel didn't realize CJ Verdell declared.
Ample time
Or
to
stayed.
proofread, but
Yeah.
We don't do proofreading
So-
in rough draft research.
That's
alright?
true. This
It's
is
all
a
rough draft.
revision.
It's all rough draft.
Revision
So-
draft research.
I'm gonna make my case for Asim Rose, and then I'll talk to you. We'll kick it over to Christian for Demetric Felton, and then Daniel, you can make the decision. So Asim Rose, 6'1", 215, running back, 34-inch vertical, 120-inch broad jump, and he ran a 4.37 40. If there's one thing if I know, in Kentucky, they don't mess with watches. I don't know.
What?
It was a bad. I didn't know where I was going with that. I was trying to figure it out.
That's
But
true.
what is interesting is he did play with Lynn Bowden in 2019, and he did have 826 yards and 6 touchdowns. The guy doesn't do pass catching, and he also wasn't the lead back this year. The redshirt sophomore, Christopher Rodriguez, which is honestly why I'm bringing him up, because I think that's a guy to watch coming up. And I'm just going to talk about him. 5'11", 224, 785 yards, 11 touchdowns in 9 games, which outdid Asim Rose. So I'm really not making a case. It's Demetric
I'm about to
Felton.
say, like, you're literally talking about another guy while
Yeah.
you're trying to argue for this guy.
But he did have Lynn Bowden in his corner. Everyone loved that guy. Unfortunately, he went to the Raiders.
and he got traded in his first year before he even played a preseason snap.
Yeah,
I've
so,
never heard of that. Like, who gets traded after getting drafted?
Yeah, that's insane. Everyone's in his corner. Sounds like a real piece of shit.
I mean,
He was a day 2 pick.
The Raiders traded him. The
the-
Raiders
Okay.
traded
They
him.
took him and then Brian Edwards. And it was
all
like,
right, so it's Demetric Felton.
Yeah,
Okay, I want
it's
to kick it
Felton.
over to you guys. Obviously, I'm not the analyst.
Well, just real quick on Felton. He's got the versatility. He can either end up being a wide receiver or a running back, which for some people that they love that shit when they look at it on fantasy.
It's Cordell Stewart.
But also he just puts up consistent numbers, and I don't know. Rose is a last minute ad, and I'm just not.
I
even
tried to
into
defend him and just shit on him instantly.
Tried to defend him and argued against yourself.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah,
So-
there's not much to say about AJ Rose Jr. So
Oh, damn. Hit it where it hurts.
it's all good, man. He
Well,
does have great contact balance. He can drive up the middle or bounce it outside. But like you said,
Talking about Asim Rose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't watch any film. I was just spitballing. That's why I'm not the guru, man. That's why I just host the shit. I'm not even good at that. I just press buttons here. Anyway, moving on. So we're going to go to Elijah Moore and Anthony Schwartz. I thought this was an interesting one.
yep.
Sure.
So let's kick it over to you guys.
you
Boom.
wanna take this one?
Schwartz. Yeah, Schwartz, what a 4.26. So it's the top in the class so far. It's got great skills in the motion, like different packages, a lot of screenplays, sweeps. He's the kind of guy that can turn a corner and really cut upfield. Shakes contact pretty well in the open field. And some pretty good stats on the deep ball, too. But, no, man, you can't fuck with Elijah Moore. Like, I don't know if you got anything else to say
No,
about
I
Schwartz.
think Elijah Moore is just a better version of Anthony Schwartz.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're kind of essentially the same player, but Elijah Moore's just way better. And, like, that 4.26 sounds really impressive, but if you add the 0.05, 4.31 is still really impressive, but, it's
Yeah.
not record-breaking. So, literally, that was my notes, is that Elijah Moore is just a better... He does everything better, except that he's a little slower than Schwartz, but he does everything else better, and they play the same role. So it's definitely Elijah Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. That's what I would have said.
Uh-oh. I'm not ready for this next one. We'll be
So Elijah Moore. Okay, going to the next one. Okay, we have another disagreement.
Oh, snap.
And like we said, we talked about both of these guys in previous episodes. So if you want a round analysis, you can go back or hear it now. Kicking over to the boys. I'm gonna start with Daniel.
Fuck. All right. Okay, so this guy's a little shorter than I like Tamorrion Terry.
Tamorrion Terry and Jermar Jefferson.
And then Jermar Jefferson. So I just like him. I like him a lot. So he's running a 4.44 at 6'2". Gosh, man, I just have a type. I want you to 6'2 plus, and I want you to be 4'5 or less. But with him, the film shows everything you need to see. He's just out of control. I mean, he produced at a high level. If you look at the 2019 stats, he's averaging right about 20 yards per catch. It was a 13 game, nearly 1,200 yards. And he's just quick, and he plays big, and he goes after the contested catches. He just did it. He made it happen. I think that you'll be surprised by him at the next level, and it's kind of unfortunate that some of his pro day times were a little sketchy. Talking about that short shuttle, 4.53. That's not what we're looking for. But and then the vertical of a 32.5. You want to see a little more explosion. It kind of sucks that he's not actually 6'4", because I was really into that. But this is a guy that I've been watching his film since like November, just getting excited about him. And I'm still excited, but I'm not as excited, especially up against Jermar Jefferson, because he's pretty damn good. So this was a close one for me.
Oh, I think of the first round, this was the hardest one for me, for sure. Like easy, take it to the hardest one.
Hashtag Dyami Brown.
I mean, to me that one was a little easier. Fuck it, whatever.
You know what? This is the difference in position adds another level of difficulty.
Yes, and so that's kind of what I'm gonna get into. I view both these guys as similar prospects. Like, they're both good sizes for their position. They both have skill sets, and they both only have one truly spectacular year of production.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like, Terry, you're right. He goes up, he plays physical, he comes down with the ball a lot. Jefferson makes a lot of people miss, has the balance to brush off contact. It's like they're very similar. They just play a different position. And so when I get into that positional realm, it's like, okay, which position is more important?
Yeah.
I think it's way harder to find running backs than it is wide receivers.
I'm with you.
And for that, PFF has Tamorrion Terry as their 31st receiver in the draft. Mm-hmm. Jefferson's the 22nd running back. So it's not a huge gap, but still, like, do you want the 22nd running back or the 31st receiver when there's already like 100 receivers in the league you can take? I just think running backs are harder to find. But I'm with you. I do like Tamorrion Terry a lot, but it's just a positional thing. This one was 100% a positional thing to me, and either way AJ says, I will not be mad, because it's just strictly
no pressure.
I want running backs more than I want receivers.
I mean, you don't want to get Jermar Jefferson caught up in those 3 running back sets that he's going to be a part of.
Yeah, but you don't want Terry as the 4th wide receiver either.
That's
like, which he could absolutely end up being.
That Van Jefferson action.
Oh, yeah, that might come around.
I don't know.
So I guess we're still at a disagreement here. So it goes to me.
Yeah.
See, Tamorrion, I can't even say his name.
Tamorrion.
Which is a huge red flag, because everyone knows that I can only say wide receiver 1 names. Josh Immature, baby. Anyway,
This guy.
I'm looking at it. I hate that Jermar Jefferson can't block.
Yeah.
That bums me out. But I do like little guys that can get PPR done.
He's not even that little. He's 206.
Yeah, he's, I'm like 162.
217. Sorry, I was looking at somebody else.
But I think I'm going to go with the upset here because that's more fun in March Madness. We're going to go Jermar Jefferson at 11.
Hey!
So,
Yeah, that was a really...
that was a tough one. That was a very, very close one.
I'm not going to be Eskeridge upset on this one.
whoa.
I was definitely... That one was... I went back and forth, and literally when I was like, I don't know, I just went running back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it happened, like, every tight end one, where I was like, tight end loses.
It's funny because I went the opposite. If I was on the fence, I went tight end wins.
So, I guess let's just continue going. Jermar Jefferson wins that one. We're going to Michael Carter versus Demoxy Cox.
Michael Carter.
But yeah. Michael Carter. I'm going to talk about his pro day, 5'9.5", 184, 4.36 40. Michael Carter is just kind of great. Demoxy Cox, if you didn't know, wait, everybody, for a second, just freeze. I'm going to go to this camera. We're going to freeze. All right, so I just showed you a clip from the last episode, which shows you how much we're not impressed by Demoxy Cox.
I'm going to call him Coxie, right?
Yeah, Coxie, I like that. But we all know, we'll talk about Michael Carter next round, so no reason to get into it. So let's finish off this left side of the bracket. Man, this guy was exciting. Nico Collins from Michigan and Jaylen Darden.
Oh, we got two more on the left side, right?
Yes, sir.
Two more.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Two more matchups left. And so we're going to go into it. I think I'll just go to you guys. Whoever wants to go first on this one.
You want this?
It's whatever. I like Darden. So he's coming off a stellar season where he had over 130 yards per game on average. He's a little guy, but he's super fast and slippery. But he's undersized, and it was kind of a weird deal watching I watched a game and then I watched a highlight reel, and his whole highlight reel was just like walk-in touchdowns.
Yep.
It's just like burning the top off of everything, and that's cool in North Texas, but if you get a real safety on him, it's going to be a bit of a different thing.
Yeah, going into that, I mean, he caught 0 of 9 contested catches. So, first of all, he only had 9 contested catches. So, he's either boom or bust. And then when it was contested, he didn't catch a single one of them. Mm-hmm. He's just too small. Collins has better size. Doesn't have the wow factor for sure. Darden's skipping into the end zone, like you said.
Right.
But Collins he's a little bit slower. But he has a better catch radius, and he's stronger at the point of the ball. That's somebody I think can translate to the NFL better than Jaylen Darden.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even want to get me started. This guy hits all my marks. So it's actually this guy I'm really excited about.
Collins for sure.
Collins, yeah.
So he's going to be that third-round draft pick that might be you look at the guys going in the third in the past couple of years. You got your Claypools and your Deontay Johnsons,
So
guys,
he's going to the Steelers, what you're saying.
Yeah.
No, I mean, he had an impressive pro day, man. 6'4", 215, long arms, vertical jump of 37.5, 4.42. I mean, this stuff's all pretty impressive. So, but I mean, we'll talk about him down the line.
Yep.
We'll stick to some of the losers here. Speaking of losers, Puka Williams versus Rashad Bateman.
Poor Puka.
And this will wrap up our left side of the bracket. But I think, is there anything to really say? We can talk about Puka a little bit, like rock chalk.
Yeah, I mean, he just finds the holes quick. He's fast in space. He's too small to translate to the NFL. He was a 4-star recruit coming out of high school. And he played his heart out. Definitely had some off-the-field issues. And so you just never know. I don't think he's going to really get too many opportunities.
He'll make it into the NFL just because he's got kind of that wow factor sometimes. But
he's fun to watch.
He only ran a 4.540, and he was under 200 pounds, which I'm just feeding into my own ego last week. Under 200-pound running backs.
RB,
get him out of here.
Yeah,
I don't want him.
Dude, I will say he was at least fun to watch.
And Rashad Bateman is maybe the most underrated first round wide receiver.
Yeah.
Right now he is. I don't think that. I think when the ice freezes on this bad boy, he's going to be top 3.
That's fair.
We're going to wrap that up with the left side of the bracket, guys. Any final comments, questions, concerns, anything like that?
Yeah, don't forget to
good with
vote for Seth.
Oh yeah, Seth and Dyami, vote.
Vote for Seth.
Well, hey,
I'm going to vote.
you're
I'm
what's
gonna
wrong
get
with this
extra.
country if you don't vote.
Yeah, hashtag vote.
I need like 20 mail-in ballots on this.
All right, guys. Well, we want to thank Player Profiler. We use you guys too much. You guys are
All the
awesome.
time.
We don't need your money to plug you because you're just that great. But if
Yeah.
you want to pay us, like, we wouldn't even accept
Please
it. You guys are
don't.
so
I'd
great.
send it back.
Yeah, well, I'd put it straight into the Washington swear jar. So, with that said, this was Rough Draft Research, guys. Take it easy.
Peace out.
See ya.